I do feel that the swing of the tide on my day to day, in that writing with artists is more part of the daily existence. I had about a month left of money before I had to go back and get a real job, and I just didn't do it. I just couldn't give it up. And finally, Josh Van Valkenburg, who just called me on Sony, he was at EMI at the time. He's a buddy of mine at the time, and I was like, "Hey, can you set me up with some publishers? They're like indie and outside that I could play some songs for." And he said, "Yeah." And so he set me up with 4 people, and every one of them called him and said, "Why are you not signing him?" And so, and for me, I just had gone to Josh thinking EMI, Sony, it's like too big. I have nothing going on. Why would they sign me? Mm-hmm. I'm in my mind, I'm still the 18-year-old kid with a baby that's, working at a plumbing company. And thank God he went and talked to Ben Vaughn, and Ben Vaughn listened to a couple songs and said, "Sign him. This is crazy. We should sign him." And they signed me, and they gave me a freaking great deal. And from then on, it's been a cool couple of years. That was about a decade ago. And I don't know if I had a couple of hits recently. So I'm up to like 16 or number ones, 20 top 10s or something like that. So we had a first pop crossover last year with I Hope, and it's been neat. Got a Grammy nomination, but every year it's just grinding away, just trying to make it a little bit closer to a better song and let the song be the king.
Right. I love that. On this podcast, we say that all the time, that the song is king. And if you want a career, you've basically just got to keep grinding. You got to keep working, and every day try to write a better song than the day before. And I kind of looked over your resume, and one of the things that impressed me is a lot of writers in town are constantly chasing writing with the artist, but you've had a nice mix of songs that the artist was not in the room. So that says to me those songs had to be a little better to get on the project sometimes. So, you're just grinding away, but you're grinding away with writing great stuff,
Man, I appreciate it. It's I do feel that the swing of the tide on my day to day, in that writing with artists is more part of the daily existence. But sometimes, like you take an artist like a Tim McGraw or a Chesney, who's kind of said so much, or even like a Sam Hunt, who's kind of already said a lot of things. It's hard for them to write just purely on whatever is in the room and whatever is the best possible idea, because it may conflict. They may have already written something like that, or they've already put out decades of music and they don't want to repeat themselves.
Right.
So it becomes a smaller and smaller target the longer you write with artists, to just write great songs. And for some reason, I think society now thinks that whatever an artist puts out, it's their real life, and it can't be separated from the two. But in the past and before our time, it wasn't always like that. It was just like, is this a great song? Is it where I'm at in life? No. But will people cry or laugh or dance on it? I mean, yes. So it's a great song. We'll put it out no matter what. So as a writer, writing with other writers, it's refreshing because there's no box, there's no filter, I've already done that, or you just write the best possible thing you can write without any politics. So it's a little more pure of a writing process. You don't have anyone filtering anything other than just trying to make great art. So for me, that has always been so fun. And when I'm having fun, I think the products, the songs are better. And so I encourage you to write with artists, because a lot of the new artists are like fantastic writers and started as writers, but I also think you should just, write by yourself and write with other writers that are great, that do things you can't do, because then you really are chasing the song and not the career. You're just chasing a great piece of music that the world hadn't heard.